Latin America is located in the Western Hemisphere, south of the United States. It comprises Mexico and Central America, the Caribbean, and the continent of South America. The area is bordered to the west by the Pacific Ocean and to the east by the Caribbean Sea and Atlantic Ocean. Mexico and Central America are defined by rugged mountain chains that run the length of the region, often bordered by narrow coastal plains. Many of these mountains are active volcanoes, which produce ash that makes the soil fertile. As a result, farming is a major way of life for the people here. The Caribbean is almost a world of its own. The larger islands, Puerto Rico, Jamaica, Cuba, and Hispaniola, are the tops of underwater mountains. Many of the smaller islands are actually formed from the skeletons of tiny sea animals called coral. Because the Caribbean is sunny and warm year-round, farming and tourism are major industries. But these exposed islands are threatened each summer by fierce hurricanes from the Atlantic. South America is one of Earth's 7 continents. You'll find the world's second highest mountain range and second longest river here, the Andes and the Amazon. The Andes run 5,500 miles along the western coast. Life is hard for the people who live in the Andes. The soil is fertile, but the terrain is steep and rugged, and the weather can be brutally cold at the highest elevations. Farmers here depend heavily on animals like the llama for transportation and for their warm wool. The Amazon River flows 4,000 miles east from Peru to the Atlantic Ocean, just below the equator. And it flows through the world's largest tropical rainforest, a lush, hot, humid forest home to spectacular vegetation and wildlife. It is difficult to build roads through such dense forests, which cover a third of the continent. Thus, the Amazon is one of many rivers vital to South Americans for transportation. It's also a source for food in the form of fish, and for hydroelectricity, power generated by moving water. While the Amazonian rainforest is one of the wettest places on Earth, the Atacama Desert in Chile is one of the driest. It is so dry here that bodies are mummified or preserved naturally just by being buried in the sand. As you travel farther from the equator, the climate gets milder. In the south-central part of the continent are vast grasslands called the Pampas. They are similar to the Great Plains of the United States. The people here raise cattle and even have their own cowboys, the gauchos. Farther south is Patagonia, an arid, elevated region famous for its natural beauty. Every few years, a strange natural phenomenon called El Niño arrives in Latin America to turn the weather upside down. This warm Pacific current flows along South America's western coast, causing dramatic changes in the atmosphere that result in floods in some areas and drought in others. El Niño is one of the more unusual factors that makes the climates of Latin America as varied as its landscapes.